up guys, I'm Bella and welcome to another frog food tutorial. Today we are going to draw faces as the thumbnail suggests. If you want to see more of my art, you can follow me on Instagram at Bella of My Froggy Stuff. Now let's get started. But first let's talk tech. I am using an iPad Pro to draw with Procreate and my Apple Pencil. Now let's talk about the general mindset that you should have when drawing a face. I typically go for round eyes, I shade the upper lip, I have thicker eyebrows, and I shade or highlight the top of the nose just for kicks. Now, I do draw eyes completely different than I did in the tutorial, but we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about faces today, so yeah. There are 4 steps that I follow when, just making sure that I have my pen. Okay, there's 4 steps that I follow when I'm drawing a face. Start out with a circle, as seen here. Wrong layer. Start with a circle, as seen here, and then I sketch out my symmetry lines. So you have one down and then one across, because that's just how I work. I sketch out my chin, and then your ears. Or you can do eyes, and then outer face, and then ears. Whatever works for you at that moment in time. Now, when you're drawing faces, it's very circle-oriented, very ellipse-oriented, which is like a circle, same fancy word for a circle. So, you want to get, if you're not super comfortable with just drawing circles right off the bat, usually I can just, that's a terrible circle, but it doesn't need to be perfect. But if you need your circles to be perfect, you can always just make one, draw one, and then hold it, and then just tap circle there, and you have a circle. I'm pretty sure Clip Studio has a a shape function where you can just hold a press circle and then make circles. You don't have to drag and hold, so that is definitely easier. But there are tricks to these things. You don't need to be able to do it off the top of your head. Okay, here is my number 1 tip. Always reference. Always. Whether it's photo references, whether it's your own style references, or it's anatomy references, always reference. I usually use multiple references in the same drawing. I'll use a photo reference because I can't do this on the top of my head. And then I use my own style references to try and get myself to get more used to drawing consistently. And then if I'm doing line art or trying to achieve some certain coloring style, I'll use another artworks reference or multiple different artworks references, just because I never know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So always reference. It's not cheating, nothing like that. Simply being more efficient, okay? Efficiency over everything. So here we have some different examples of different faces one might draw. I have an open mouth example, I have a side profile example, and I have a 3/4 overhead example. Pretty random, but those are just the ones I normally draw. That's why I included them. This is just to talk about angles and positioning of your eyes and your nose and your mouth, which are the most influential factors in making different angles. When looking at a photo, you should get pretty used to breaking down the shapes and the position of the eyes to just know where to put your lines of symmetry. So if you're going front on, you're going to do this cross here, because the horizontal line is aligning with your eyes, and then the vertical line aligns with your nose. If you have the side profile, there's not really a need for the horizontal lines. I mean, they go right there. But it's more important to get that nose when you're doing a side profile. When you get a hang of that, that was awful. And you get the hang of that sort of shape there, then you're pretty set from then on out. Then you kind of know to put the eyes about there, and you're good. I hope this makes sense. And then for your 3/4 overhead, or any sort of 3/4, which is my most typical angle, you need to really get that eye placement down. So here, eyes going this way, and that's where we have our little head symmetry line thing over there doing. His nose is this way, so you have to make sure the horizontal line is farther enough away from the center of his face for us to know that it's tilted, you know? If you have it in the center, obviously that means your face is more like straight on. If the line is more to the side, you know your face is more turned. You know what I'm saying? My last and final tip before we get to the drawing of a face is copy and paste. I don't care if it's cheating. I don't care if I'm a lesser artist. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Efficiency is key. Symmetry is key. Don't waste your time trying to redraw that eye the second time. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Just copy and paste. I copy and paste eyes. I copy and paste the jaw. I'll draw one side of it, and then I just copy and paste like this with our lasso, and you just bring it to the side. You do the freeform thing, make it a little longer, you touch it up a little bit, and you're set. You can even do it to shoulders and necks if you want to, if you really get into it. That's, you know, use your tips. You can't do it with a 3/4 angle. I mean, you probably can if you really want to, but I don't usually. Usually I just settle on drawing both eyes because it's easier to draw two things when they look slightly different. So that's why 3/4 isn't really a problem for me. It just gets me when I'm doing the head on and I'm having to, well, this is a bad example because their eyes are a little bit different there. I actually did copy and paste this though. I just copy and pasted it, and then I just kind of cut this one in half and then erased the bottom part and then messed with the pupil a little bit, and then there, another eye. But this one though, jaw was copy and pasted, eyes were copy and pasted, eyebrows probably were too. I can't tell. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. You never know. But yeah, copy and paste, guys. It's a tool. Use it. Use it. That was the breakdown, and now we're moving on to drawing a face. So let's get into it. Before we start, we're gonna go over the brushes for today. I sketched with the Snatty brush pack. This brush called Raw Texture. It's on ArtStation for like $2.99. I haven't done anything to it, so if you want to get that brush, go and get it. It's super cool, super cheap. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a circle here. Oh, that wasn't a circle. What is this? Why are you doing this in Procreate? Okay. Well, that's a circle-ish. We're gonna do that instead. Okay, and then we're gonna sketch out our symmetry lines. So one down here. Please work. And then one across. Please work. Please. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go to a new layer, turn the opacity down on the last layer because I don't want to draw over all these bold lines. It's painful. Okay. Plus, erasing is like such a hassle. I'm not doing that. We'll just clear it out if we need to. Okay, so now we're gonna just draw the eyes. As if it's that easy. What was I thinking when I made this? Okay, so we're gonna just go into the circle-ish like shape. Let me get the general idea here. Okay, now let's just go in and try and do this as quickly as humanly possible. So I'm gonna go down here, this way, and okay, there we go. Oh, that eyelash there, and in, and there. I'm gonna do this little eyelash thing that I've started doing recently. Hopefully, this works. Okay, because you never know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it takes like 20 takes. So right now we're just filling in this eyelash. We're gonna bring it down to kind of encase our pupil a little bit. Not really sure what type of shape that would be, but it's like a half circle crescent situation that's going on. We're just erasing this out. A lot of like arc-like movements going on because very circular, the face. Made of a lot of different circles. You'd be surprised to know. Okay, that is not exact, but we're gonna take it. And so, for the pupil, let's see if we can get this the first try. Let's see if we can get this oval. I didn't actually use an oval-like shape when I did this the first time, so we're just gonna make it like, I'd say like a seed. You know, like a pumpkin seed, but it's a lot softer than that. And like if you squint, it's kind of an oval, but it's kind of not. It's very hard to describe these weird shapes, but I'm trying my best. Okay. And a lot of the coolness of the people comes from just like the shading that is on the inside, so we're just gonna try and like execute that as well as we can. Yeah, that's okay. Good enough, right? Okay, and then on the inside here, we're just gonna do an oval. It doesn't need to be exact. You're not gonna get it in the perfect center unless you have like snapping on, or you have a program that's like programmed that way to get it in the middle. And then under here, we're just gonna add our like under eye, I guess lower lash line, as some might call it, just a curve, a lot of curves. And then we have our eyelid that just is very soft. She's just there, she's chilling. Maybe we should make the pupil a little bigger. I'm like looking at this and like looks really weird. So bigger pupil. Perhaps this will work. We might have to spruce it up later. Maybe make that go down a little more. Eyelash right there, sort of. And right here, maybe. Okay. Well, now is the easy parts. Copy and pasting. You get your lasso tool. You just circle it because you don't have to worry about any layers under that. You're only lassoing the exact layer that you're on. You press copy and paste. You get your like mouse tool. I don't know what that's called. The arrow. I have snapping on down here, which you can see is like blue at the bottom of the screen, bottom left of the screen. Basically, it just makes it so that like you can't freely move things around. It sort of aligns it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I'm just gonna flip horizontal, and I have to, well, okay. The thing about snapping, you can turn it off if you don't want to be able to have any autonomy whatsoever. So yeah. And then we're gonna just do this. We have to make sure they're like apart, but not too far apart, but not too far apart. You know what I'm saying? Kind of above them, a little almondy. We might have to add more in the center. I think they're too far apart. This is literally the hardest part. I spent 30 minutes just trying to figure out, oh, this is what's wrong. I know what's wrong with this. Since we copied and pasted it over, it kind of made her like, not cross-eyed, but her eyes are pointing in like opposite directions. So we just have to take our lasso and lasso this out, get real close, and yeah, carve that out, carve out this pupil here. And then we're gonna have to just flip it again because like we don't want her to not have her eyes looking correct. So yeah, much better. I was so worried. Jeez. Okay. Then we're just gonna have to fill this in. And I think that's kind of okay. Yeah. We're kind of good there. We're kind of good. We're doing things. We're making moves. Okay. I don't think I need to change too much. Cool. Great. Okay. So yeah. And obviously these are way above the symmetry lines. So we're just gonna, what did I just do? What just happened to my phone? Something happened. Okay. Well, we'll put that later. Obviously it was way above the symmetry lines. So I just moved it down a little bit. Sometimes neatness can help. 9 times out of 10, I'm not neat and not paying attention at all. But for a second tutorial, I have to be. So now, it's sketch out eyebrows, nose, and mouth. Worst guide I've ever made, ever. Okay, so we're just gonna do our eyebrows. I make them kind of thick because I like thick eyebrows. You know, you should do whatever feels right for you. But for me, it's caterpillars or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, get the thick eyebrows. Thick with a C. You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah. Those are just sort of like rectangle E shapes. Just what you think an eyebrow would be shaped like. It's like an elongated rectangle with like a triangle, your triangular tail. You know? Sort of situation going on. Might have to make that a little more that way. And we're gonna point it down because we don't want her to be sad. We want her to be like, ah, no. we don't want her to be sad. We want her to be like, you know, not angry, but pleasant. She doesn't have any problems right now. She's got herself together. Okay. Copy and paste. Bring that over. Flip horizontal. And we're set. Done and done. Now that our eyebrows are done, because, like, why would I spend more time on her eyebrows than I spend on mine? You know? She doesn't deserve that. Okay, so we're gonna space these out a little bit. We don't want to be too close. We don't want to be too far away. It's messing me up. Maybe make it a little higher. Raise eyebrows. Rise. Okay. I think that should be okay. If you need to make any more adjustments, then we'll just do that later. You know what I mean? We'll just figure this out together. Okay. Now I'm just gonna add this thing here. I don't know what that is, but it's not your bridge. It's just something. It's like some shadow. We're gonna like indicate that that's there without actually doing any work to shade that, which is, you know, makes more sense. Then we're gonna do, I'll check now. Check, so that's all right. Okay, now we're gonna try and do our nose. Noses, I do a cute little triangle sort of situation. I like to like draw out the shadow and not put a shadow there. It makes me feel good. Makes it look good. And we're gonna just do little. I used to like do nostrils. I don't even care anymore. Dots, and then we're done. Like, please. And then yeah, so we're gonna do these dots here. At least try to do dots-ish. Well, that should maybe work. It's a lot harder to draw and talk at the same time, if you haven't noticed. Okay. Maybe that should be alright. Yeah, what did I just do? I just messed this up over there. Well, let's just erase this. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna take this nose. We're gonna bring it down. I think it's small enough. It might be too small. We'll see. We'll see what goes on later down the path. You know what I mean? Okay. Constantly having to check back and forth. I think this is okay. I think this is alright. If you are using your brain cells, then you will think to align everything up with the grid so that if you have perfect symmetry. I did not do that. So we're struggling, but we're getting through. Okay, now we're gonna do her mouth, which is just sort of like aligned with two kind of indent things here, because she's like sort of smiling, sort of not. So we could do a line there. Oh, also, I never like draw things in the correct place initially. You know, I'll draw the nose in another space and then just drag it over to where it's supposed to be. I'll draw the mouth in like another space and then just drag it over. Because if you haven't noticed, it's a lot easier to draw the individual elements than it is to get them in the perfect spot on the first time. So like, I don't even try anymore. I just drag it over and we'll have this little thing there, which is I think just like a shadow under your lip that I like to like kind of say is there. It's kind of not there. It's just chilling. I'm just chilling out. It's having fun. Just being an accent. And then we're going to turn our opacity down because we want this top lip to be shaded, but we don't want it to be too dark. Because like, you don't want to make it seem like it's messing up stuff. Yeah. See how bad that looks right now? We're going to fix that. Trust me. So we're going to lasso that and then position the lips. Shouldn't be too big. Well, it depends on what you're into, you know? I don't want her mouth to be small, but I don't want it to be like too big for her face. So we're just gonna fill it through. A lot of times you really realize that matters when you're doing your draw and you're like, oh crap, like that doesn't look right. Might have to make the nose go down a little more. Keep in mind, the farther down the nose is, the more tilted downward your head will be. So if you make the nose like really far down, then or really far up, it will change the direction of the face. But when I do, side note, when I do the nose is like tilted up, I do a triangle like that because obviously your nose is a more triangle that way. So side tip, 3 tips. Now The mouth looks about the same here. So we're gonna get rid of these eye bags. We're not sure why that's there. It's because of my shoddy circles. So let's do that. Now we're gonna add our lower lashes, which I feel like is a very like important part of the way I draw eyes this week. We're just gonna add these little triangles, not too many, not too many. That was the wrong opacity. Little triangles, not too many. Oh, didn't I just say not too many? I probably did. Just however many you would like to. If you want to do more realistic, you probably would add more. But because I want to keep it pretty like anime, pretty cartoon-ish-esque, then I'm not going to do a ton. I think I'm doing about like 5 or 6, I think. Might have been more on the other one. Yeah, I probably did. Okay. And then you just erase in between the line. Because it's easier that way. Use a bigger brush to just get more done. Yeah, I think that looks alright. Okay. Erasing very quickly. Of course, your rough draft, or not like your rough drafts, like your rough sketch, doesn't have to look the best, but it should be like traceable, you know? Like, I don't like to think too much when I'm doing line art because I'm thinking about like how I want the thickness and stuff to be with the line art, so I just try to make sure I have everything like good when I do my other things. Okay, we're gonna turn this grid not off but down. So we're gonna edit drawing guide, turn my facing way down. Yeah, much better. And then we're gonna put her mouth up a bit. Maybe, you know what? Maybe her eyes needs to be smaller. 90% of drawing is just troubleshooting. So we're gonna make her eyes a little smaller, just to be right under those eyebrows, and move it down a little bit, make it closer. Well, I'll find out later if that works. Okay. I don't think it did. Okay. Well, let's just move everything up. How about that? Everything up a little bit. And we'll just figure that out later. She looks like a cat for some reason. Okay, now we're gonna draw her jaw. I have another trick for this. We're gonna turn this down because sometimes if you use those like that circle and then like don't follow it, it just confuses you. So we're gonna make that a little smaller. Okay, so now we're gonna do this jaw. I start at the chin. There. And then I start on the outer edge of her eye. And then I kind of just connect the dots from there. So we're gonna go down. I use a very thick brush because less work. We're all about cheating the system. We're gonna go down. And then we have kind of a shape-ish. And then we're gonna just take that, lasso it, copy and paste, and flip. And obviously you can't just plop it down there, it's not wide enough, so you're gonna go to freeform and then drag it over. Make it a little longer. So we kind of have shape. It's kind of sloppy, but we'll clean it up later. I think that doesn't suck. Yeah, it doesn't suck. Now we're gonna do the ears after the jaw. Not too much drama there, just make sure that the top of the ear is with like the top of the eye because of like reasons that I don't know. I think that's just how people work. And so yeah, triangle, trapezoid-ish house kind of shape. It's not going to be the same on both sides because like it's just not. She looks like she has a beard. We're not going to pay attention to it, you know? Okay, and then we're going to do this thing just to show that there's something going on with the ears. She has like, you know, all the cartilage and whatnot. Okay, we're gonna fill in those eyebrows because they don't sit right with me, them being white. I don't like that, you know? Obviously, if you have lighter color hair, then you might want your eyebrows to be lighter color, but her hair is not gonna be lighter color, so we're not doing that today, you know? Okay. Neat. Checking to see if everything's good. Her eyebrows came out really thick. Maybe too thick. We might have gone a bit too far. So we're just gonna lasso that, gonna freeform, and you're just gonna compress it, bring it down a bit, maybe bring them up a bit. They're kind of, now we're gonna go to liquefy. Kind of, if that's gonna work, there we go. Okay, bring it to the side, just bring the tail down to make it look a little more natural, not too straight. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. I'm fully expecting to draw my noses a different way in the next thing, in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Okay, because I'm already thinking about it. Anyways, yeah, so we're just gonna go out the side of the head, not too boxy, but we want to kind of get into like an angle there. And because we're lazy, we're gonna take the not the right thing. We're gonna take the bottom circle here, shrink it a bit to give us a guide to make her forehead / head. And you can give her hair if you want to. You can not give him or her hair if you don't want to. It is up to you. But right now, we're going for a nice Saitama cut. I'm going for a nice, bald, sleek, slender yes. Okay. Yeah, so now we got our head nice and bald. We're gonna erase this mess that happened when we were doing the jaw. I really just was not thinking while I was drawing. I was like, just bombs away. We'll just let the strokes fall as they may. And here. Okay, so we're gonna just erase this out. Make sure we have a nice curve. Oh my gosh, there's a bug. Ew. Okay. Make sure there's a nice curve from her jaw to her chin, keeping that form in place. Sometimes when you use really like broad strokes, you can lose the shape like I just did. So we don't want that to happen. So we're just gonna give her a little heart-shaped face. I suppose that's the right shape, isn't it? A heart. Just came up with that. Brain. Oh my gosh, my iPad. Okay. Yes. Shave the side down a bit. Little jaw shaving going on. And now we're gonna go for the neck. Not too complicated. I make their necks probably like way more skinny than necks are supposed to be. But, you know, it's anime. Nothing's real. Nothing matters. Except for proportions. Proportions matter. So we're looking pretty good. I've noticed that her face is a little, not wide, but it's just not looking the same. Oh, it's because of the, I think it's because of the, like, I added some shine in her eye in this reference here. So we're just gonna add that in, and I also added, it's like a double shine sort of thing. So I'm just gonna do that and see if that works. And it kinda did not do anything, so yeah, we're just gonna leave it there. And so, with this neck, we do swoop in, like it's a cylinder, right? But the cylinder is inward. I'm pretty sure that's the shape. I'm not sure what the name of that shape is. So, inward swoops here by her neck. And it's a little weird. Might make it just like in more. I think might bring that in more. And might also just look weird because she has no shoulders, or I don't know what this is called, but like that's not happening yet. So we're just gonna add that in here. You can make it like slender and like that, but I usually make this like this muscle here kind of curve up, because when that happens, people tend to be very muscular when they have like this, like that way. So that's just what ends up happening. Drawing muscles is like so fun. So that's what we're doing today. We'll just do that. Well, not that much. Might go for like a straight line. And make it a little bit smaller. Just, maybe it's her jaw. Something is wrong. But I think it kind of works. I touch everything up in line art. Not everything. Like, I go over my base. This is why I call it base, like a million bajillion times. So doing it in a short span of time is kind of difficult, but we're trying. Okay, and we're just gonna take this and turn it into her shoulders. So it's pretty much just a straight line for the shoulders, and then we're gonna like do that. Little curves, and then a triangle. Ta-da! Add some collarbones. Straight lines again. And then we're just gonna do that dip thing right there. I don't think I have it. I think it's like a genetic thing or something. I don't know. Yeah. Add these things in her neck. There. Great. So now she's bald. Her nose is a little low, but I kind of like, I think I'm just comparing it to the one I did before. This isn't bad, it just doesn't look exactly the same. I have a bad habit of doing that. So I think we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it be. Now is the time where you would do hair. Hair, well, that's a whole video in and of itself, isn't it? So we're not gonna go over that today. Today we're just gonna do some lines and call it hair. So we're gonna do a bang here, like a side bang. We don't want it for it to be too big. I mean, make it however you want it, but for me, we're not gonna make it too big. So I think that's just throwing me off. The fact that her head was massive. Ah! Oof. We're just gonna erase. We're gonna pretend that never happened. Oh no. Okay, yeah. I think that's kind of what it was. It was like her massive head. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna add like a side bang here, and then another side bang. By the way, I think I said this before, if you double tap your Apple Pencil, then it changes from right to the brush. But if you don't mean to and you double tap on accident, it will jack you up. So be careful about that. Yeah, and then another side, and then we're just gonna do like a little bob thing. Like a cute little triangles. I guess she has a cute little bob. I'm obsessed with bobs, low key. Like, very low key. So that is our default hair choice as of today. Ideally, we wouldn't have such an egghead going on. We would add some like embellishment. Hair is all about expressiveness. Hair is all about like, essentially it is the backbone of your character, their hair. So you kind of want to knock it, like get that right, which I think is why it deserves a video on its own, which I will deliver. Just give me some time to be better at it. So yeah, we're gonna give her a little bit of like a, I don't know what that's called, but I know some people have it, or maybe not. I don't know if that's a thing of fiction, but we're gonna add it. So yeah, and then we're also going to just erase. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky. If you erase too much, you don't want to like get rid of everything, because her bang goes across her face so much that I would be erasing like all of that, which I kind of don't want to do. So we're just gonna erase her. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we do. We're just gonna erase her ear to indicate the bangs do cover up things as hair does. It's just we don't want to get rid of her eyes. So I've seen this in anime before. That's why I know it's legit. Okay, I know it has to be. They did this in Totojoro. So yeah, and then we're gonna come and spike it down, because this is the time where you get carried away and forget that your video is now 30 minutes. So yeah. And so yeah, that's our bangs. It's kind of gone like Shield Agent now. It's a little more like mature than I intended it to be. But that's what we're doing. And oh, I had to add her tank top, because she doesn't want to be walking around with any clothes on. We don't want to do that. So yeah. And we're done. It looks good now. Great. So that is how I draw the face this week. So if you want to see more of my art, you can follow me on Instagram at Bella of My Froggy Stuff. Follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and The Frog Vlog. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments below what new tutorial or next tutorial you want. All that good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Oh, we're leaving it up so you can stare at it. Probably should have said it before. And you can watch this speed paint of the thumbnail I spent 3 days on. That's my dog. Bye!